Hello and welcome to a new episode of Coptic Las. In today's episode, we're gonna cover the consonants from last time, specifically the last two from the 5 we learned last episode. And those are the Tav and Sima, but for words of Greek origin. Remember how we said last episode that Tav and Sima, while they're always T for Tav or S for Sima in Coptic, in Greek word, they are still T and S, but it's not always the case. There are certain conditions under which the Tav and Sima will no longer be T and S respectively, but rather be different pronunciation. And this is what we're going to cover in today's lecture. So if you notice something next to the Tav and Sima, I put small Coptic letters that we learned before. So I associated the Tav with Ni, and I associated the Sima with me for a reason. We'll know why in a bit. And so that's what we're going to cover today. I still kept the words we learned last time from Tav and Sima. So just you know the difference. So in Coptic, they're always T, right? Always S. In Greek now we learned that they could still be T and S. However, if certain two conditions are met, and those two conditions have an and between them. So that and means both conditions need to be true. You cannot have one of them. Both have to be true. Let's first start with Tav. So Tav would still be T in Greek, just like we learned it, except here is the key word, when two conditions are met. First condition is that the word is of Greek origin. The word is of Greek origin. That's condition number one. Condition number two, the Tav is, keyword coming your way, preceded by the letter I associated the Tav with, which is Ni. So when those two conditions are met, the Tav will no longer be T, but instead it will be a D sound. So in Greek, Tav is T except if the word is of Greek origin and T is preceded by Ni, i.e. the letter before the Tav is Ni, then it gets a D sound. So do I have an example for this? Of course I do. So let me write the word first as always. And by the way, this word you are responsible to know for the test. But I'm going to color code it a little bit as well. So wait until I write it and then talk about it. This is our word. Okay? And so let's go through it one word at a time and decipher it. So first letter is E. That's one of the vowels that we know is always E. This is Ni that we learned last time as N. Good. Tav, this word is of Greek origin. Condition one is met. How do you know it's of Greek origin? That's way beyond the scope of what we're going to learn in this part of the lecture. Eventually you will learn how to recognize if word is of Greek or Coptic origin. However, for now, I will specifically tell you if the word is Greek or not. So you'll just have to trust me on it until we learn the rules of what makes a word a Greek or Coptic. So for now, this is a Greek word. We know condition one is met. Condition two, you can see that the Tav is preceded by Ni. And so in this case, the Tav will no longer be the T sound we're used to from last lecture, but instead it will be a D. So Omicron or O is just O that we're used to, one of the vowels. And then Lolla, we showed it on one of the words we learned last time as an L. And then the Iota, you ask yourselves $1 million question. Is the Iota preceded by a vowel? In this case, Lolla is not a vowel. After it, there is nothing, so there is no vowel before it or after it. So in this case, it's the I we're used to in Doli. And so that word means in English, commandment. Sima, in Coptic, we said it's always S. Remember down there? However, for Greek, it could still be an S, except when two conditions are met. Again, the first condition is the same as before. The word is of Greek origin. Condition number two is that Sima is, here is the trick, followed by me. Hence, I associated Sima with the me up there. So if you remember this, Tav and Ni are associated together, Sima and me are associated together. If you remember that connection and you recognize that the word is Greek, you should automatically get some alarms in your head saying, oh, this is probably going to be a different pronunciation than what I'm used to. And so for Tav, you have to check for before, and for Sima, you have to check after. So do I have an example? Of course I do. And so let me write the word first as well, and then we're going to talk about it. By the way, I am going to color code it as well, just like last time, for a very specific reason. Notice how I color coded this, right? You'll know why in a bit. So let's try and pronounce this word. First letter is kappa, which makes K in English. We learned it last time. Omicron or O is one of the vowels we're used to, which is always an O. That Sima is an S, however, because the word is of Greek origin, it's followed by me, it will take a Z pronunciation. Z instead. So for Sima, this would be a Z. Why? Because it's followed by mu, or by me in the Coptic letter me. And then me, of course, is always M. So I can just safely drop the M. We have another O. And then let's look at this other Sima. So this Sima, is the word of Greek origin? Yes, it is. Is that Sima followed by me? No, there is nothing after it. So, because only one of the conditions are met and the second is not met, this is still an S like we're used to. And this is why I love to use this word, because this is the best word to show how both conditions have to be met in order for it to hold true. And so, cosmos is a word that means world. This is another word you have to learn for the test. So, Sima in Greek, if it's followed by me, then it takes a Z sound, like cosmos. And cosmos means world. So in Doli, commandment, cosmos, world, in addition to the 5 you learned it last time, is what you're responsible for on the upcoming test so far. So with that, I'm done with the lecture. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time with a new episode of Coptic Las.